the cornerback position.
Oh, yes.
Goodness gracious. All right, guys. So at corner, I believe we only have one free agent. His a guy by the name of Kader Kohu. He's a restricted free agent, so we do get first dibs at him. But if somebody offers him a wicked contract that we don't want to match, then we lose him still. I do believe we get compensation.
We also have Saran Neal.
Yeah, Saran Neal's a free agent here. This is a big deal for us.
Okay, so it's not a big deal. But Saran Neal I actually saw listed as a safety. That's why I didn't mention him here.
Gotcha.
But that's fine. He can be a corner for this segment. We only had one, so now we'll have two. Saran Neal, who I hope goes and plays somewhere else and has no conversations with the Dolphins about coming back ever in his life. Spoiler alert. So that leaves us with a pretty full deck here. We have Jalen Ramsey, Kendall Fuller, Storm Duck, Cam Smith, Ethan Bonner, and Nick Needham. While the deck might be full, it's not exactly full of face cards. We got a bunch of 2s and 3s and 4s. And Armando's already laughing about Cam Smith's name even being mentioned. Very likely to be a cut candidate there. And Nick Needham spent the whole season on the practice squad, and I believe they just brought him up to keep him on a roster for the offseason. I have no idea. So Josh, we'll start with you, man. This room needs a little bit of help.
All right. So before I start, if I start here, does that mean Taylor gets first crack at the safeties? Because if that's the case, Taylor, you can start with cornerbacks.
I'll give you first dibs at both corner and safety.
Nailed it. All right. So I think, and I might be in the minority here. Kader Kohu, I think, should come back, right? I think with his up and down play, I think that would allow us to get him on a relatively team-friendly deal. I think we offer a 3 or 4 year deal kind of thing, right? And then you offer you give him a chance, right? You don't negotiate. You don't go back and forth. You say, here's the contract. And then to your point, Anthony, if somebody comes and blows them away, then great. You get a comp pick and you get some, you throw a second round pick on them or something as a restricted free agent, and great. Okay. We'll get a second round pick. Cool. Right. I don't think there's a lot to do. I think maybe a young guy in the draft. I don't have any names off the top of my head. I like the guy out of Michigan. I like the guy out of San Diego State. I think it's San Diego State. But there's not really, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of cornerbacks in this draft that are in our range. Yeah. But I do think that maybe, we could bring someone in like from the free agents, right? So Akila Witherspoon, Mike Hilton, Mike Hughes from Atlanta, Noah Igbenogany. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding on that one.
He played great for
Washington. He did. He really did.
But we can't bring him back without the fans losing their crap.
No. But Shaquille Griffin, Adoree Jackson types. I mean, there's a lot of older cornerbacks in this draft, right? One name that I really, really like is Carlton Davis from the Detroit Lions. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily know if we can afford him or if we want to spend the money on him. I don't think we should, because he will be expensive, especially after the run that they made. Or someone like DJ Reed from New York, the Jets, right?
Hey, Armando likes one of your guys here. So, Armando, I don't know if you're just joining us or if you've been here the whole time, but Ethan Bonner we were a big fan of Ethan Bonner in the preseason.
Boy can run.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was, but I should say Keith and Josh were big fans of Bonner in the preseason. Yeah. And Taylor wasn't with us yet. Taylor, were you a big fan of Ethan Bonner in the preseason?
Man, the way people were talking about Ethan Bonner, I thought he would be like next in line to start. And he ends up not playing really at all.
Till the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's how it works, man. Eric Ezekamo or Easy E all over again. Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a lot of bigger named free agents that we probably can't afford. We'll probably end up throwing some post-June 1st money at some guys to bring them on and add depth. But I do think the core will benefit greatly from the interior being improved, right? So I would rather us spend the money on defensive line and work our way out. We already have too much money in the cornerback room as it is.
Yeah.
So I'll throw it now over to Josh, you just answered, to Taylor, the other Josh.
The more handsome Josh.
Yes. The more appealing Josh to my top left over here, which is that way. Taylor, what do you think about corner, man? Anybody in the draft that's tickling your fancy?
See, this is a weird room because I want to see like a big overhaul in this room, and there's a reason why. Armando brought it up, Cam Smith being a second round pick, not really doing a whole lot. I'm putting it mildly. really it's kind of like Cam Smith is like a microcosm of how this cornerback room has been the last 2 years. But at the same time, considering the holes we have on not just the defense, what we've gone over so far, and oh boy, we're going to have fun with that safety room, but also the offense, right? There's holes on offense. Like some positions we just got to try to patch up and move into next year. I think this is one of those positions. I kind of really like the idea that we should probably go more towards free agency, try to get a cheap depth option to really push somebody like Cam Smith forward potentially. And if that doesn't work, at least we have somebody who can get on the field at the very least. I'm not a big fan of the draft either, just mainly because of where we're picking at 13, and we have so many holes on the team anyways. A few names I do have is Ben Morrison from Notre Dame,
I love him.
Siobhan Revelle from East Carolina, and Kobe Bryant from Kansas. For agency-wise, Rasul Douglas from the Bills, Mike Hilton from the Bengals. Man, that's the dream right there, Mike Hilton. And Asante Samuel from the Chargers. I'm not sure how Samuel's been the last 2 years for them, but that was a name that I really like coming out of the draft. So, Chargers fans, if he has been awful, please let me know in the comments.
Yeah, I will say, if I may chime in about the draft. So Darian Porter out of Iowa State, 6'4", he runs a 4.3 40. I mean, I'm a big fan of tall, fast guys at the corner position. And Trey Amos from Ole Miss.
Well, the thing is, though, do you want somebody who's playing on the outside, or do you want somebody in the nickel?
At this point, I don't care. I just want a fucking good defense, right?
Listen,
but again, to Anthony's point, this is the last position we should be worrying about right now, right? We have so many other needs.
Yeah, I think even just bringing back Cater Kohu is probably enough, right? Bring back Darth Cater, who that nickname never really stuck because he kind of.
Hopefully, he actually improves with the tackling.
Hopefully, he does. Listen, we love undrafted free agents. I mean, we saw, Cater Kohu is one of those undrafted free agents. We saw Nick Needham make the team and play significant steps for us. Ethan Bonner as well. I don't remember if Storm Duck was. If he wasn't, he was very late in the draft.
Storm was undrafted.
So Storm was undrafted as well. So we love undrafted corners. I wouldn't doubt us bringing in 3, 4, 5 more guys to camp and see which one of them sticks as we normally do. So yeah. I got to say, though, there's one guy in free agency that stuck out to me. I don't know how much he would cost. I have no idea. But Paulson Adebo in New Orleans.
Yeah.
I know that they can't afford to bring him back. He has 3+ interceptions in 3 of his 4 seasons, and we have a bit of a problem forcing interceptions. So if we can grab a guy like Adebo, if he's interested in coming down to Miami, it's not that far from New Orleans. No income tax, no state income tax. That's nice. That is the one guy and all the research I did that really just kept coming back to. I was like, oh man, if we could get Paulson.
So I mean, like if he required like a 10 plus a year, 9-10 plus a year, right? It'd probably be more, but let's just say 9-10 million a year. Would you sign him? Knowing that we need to redo the entire safety room, for example.
Sure, because I'll just move one of the other guys to safety.
I like the way you think, sir.
Put Needham back there. What's the difference anyway?
Put Ramsey back there.
Yeah, we do got Kendall Fuller for 1 more year as well.
I forgot about Fuller. Yeah.
Let Ramsey just freaking hang out in the middle of the field and go get interceptions and knock people's heads off. Like, I mean, we've seen him get burnt way too many times this season. I know that he had a lot of good plays as well. I know that, but I cannot get over the fact that we played 2 rookie first-round wide receivers, and they both smoked this dude one-on-one by themselves. That's unforgivable. So
it's unforgivable.
There you go. There's my Jalen Ramsey hate for the episode. I have to get it in
every year, every show.
He's my Jordan Poyer.
Oh,
guys, is it time?
It's speaking of Jordan Poyer. Before we get to the safeties, let us know what you would do with the corner room. It's of our opinion that this is the least important thing to focus on this offseason for the Miami Dolphins. We have guys signed. We have depth players in there. We're going to likely keep another undrafted free agent. So, the corner room isn't that big a deal unless it's Paulson Adebo. And then Anthony says, sign that boy and move Jalen Ramsey out of here.
I'm all for it.